fancy names for angle measures. That is literally it. Other than that, we are using our SOHCAHTOA stuff that we did on Friday and yesterday. Alright, so we have two angles. First angle is called our angle of elevation. Think of elevate, it means to like lift or whatever. So anytime you are looking up, or an object is looking up, whatever, that is an angle of elevation. How you know is you have this horizontal line, and your angle is above it. So if it's above a line, it is elevation. Okay? We also have angles of depression. That is when you're looking down on something. So like this lifeguard is looking down at the swimmer. This is our angle of depression. It's also depression because it is below that little line there. So below the line, depression, above the line, elevation. Looking up, elevation, looking down, depression. You'll notice though that I have this triangle. Is this angle that's labeled even inside my triangle? No, it's not. But we do know some things about parallel lines. Which angle is the same as this one outside? The one next to it or the one across from it? The one across from it. Weird thing, this angle, so like lifeguard looking at the swimmer is a depression, it's looking down. But the swimmer, if it were looking up at the lifeguard, that's an elevation. So this angle right here is an elevation angle. They are the same. I'm going to say like 99.5% of the time, not going to say 100 because you never say 100%, but you are looking at this angle down at the ground. Never, almost never do we use this angle up here. Okay? Alright. So are we good with elevation versus depression? You think? Okay. Alright, so if I'm looking at this angle 1 here, and I'm in an airplane looking at, like, the traffic tower, is that an elevation or depression?
Depression.
A depression, because we're looking down. Also, it is below that horizontal line. If I'm looking at this angle 2, from the tower up to the airplane, is that a depression or elevation? Elevation.
Wait, what? Where
It
do you
is
see a tower?
above, well, this air traffic control tower, I don't know. If I'm in this air traffic controller looking at the ground crew, is it an elevation or depression?
Depression.
Depression, so I'm looking down.
Elevation.
And then if I'm a ground crew looking up the tower, this is elevation.
Oh. Okay, I get it.
How do you tell?
How do you tell what?
How do you tell what you're Exactly.
So like this, okay, so look here. This angle 1 is up at the bird, right?
Oh.
So the bird is looking at the person in the little balloon. So is my line going down or is it going up?
Down.
It's going down, so my elevation or depression? Depression. If I'm number 2, this angle is from the person's point of view, so the person is looking at the bird. Am I looking up or down?
Up.
Up, so is it depression or elevation? Elevation. 3, I don't know what's down there that's so exciting, but do we have a depression or elevation?
Depression.
Depression, and then 4 would be,
Elevation.
here we go.
Maybe they're just depressed because they're looking at the ground.
I love that joke. We were going to do this on Valentine's Day, but I was like, that'd be depressing. That's funny. You got jokes. Alright, we're in a plane, and we see a life raft down here at a 26-degree angle of depression.
Yes.
So this pilot is looking down at the raft. This angle, it says, is 26 degrees. Okay? It says the airplane's altitude is 3 kilometers. Altitude, if you don't know, is like above the ground. Like how far off the ground are you? It's also labeled in this case. This is 3. I want to know what the plane's horizontal distance from the raft is. Here's a big word. Horizontal. Horizontal means left and right. Anytime you see horizontal distance, you are looking for a line that is flat. That is what we're looking for.
You have to do Pythagorean theorem.
No, we're doing the SOHCAHTOA stuff.
Oh.
So if I want to find the angle of elevation, how big is that?
26.
26, because these are the same. My depression is the same as my elevation. Also, if you have no idea what you're doing, pick the one angle that it gives you. Like there's a
Why
solid
is the
circle.
angle the same as the?
Because they're alternate interior angles.
Okay.
Because we have parallel lines here. So these are the same.
Happy Tuesday.
Thanks. Alright. So to solve for x, you have to decide if we're working with sine, cosine, tangent. In order to decide that, we need to label our sides. From 26's point of view, how does 3 relate?
Opposite.
Opposite. How does x relate? Adjacent. So my SOHCAHTOA or TOA? TOA. TOA. So I have the tan of my angle, which is 26. And if I'm looking at TOA, TOA, what's going on top? Opposite or adjacent?
Opposite.
Opposite's going on top. So my 3 is on top. On bottom is my x. 26 is a degree measure. Alright, put in your calculator the tan of 26. 4 decimal spots, what do we get?
1.90.
Not a chance.
Wait,
One.
1.77.
0.
Back up. What?
0.487.
Oh, Frank. I was just making sure you know. That's it.
I know. Should I give 0.4877?
She always do that for
You
some
should
prank.
get 6.2. I think.
When
You
your
want to
letter's
buy
on bottom, we talk about how we can flip these.
Yeah.
Okay, when your letter's on bottom, you can just switch these two. So what you should put into your calculator is 3 divided by 0.4877. Kayla says she got 6.2 kilometers.
So if Recipe's doing the same thing in like a word problem form?
Yeah, we're just doing the same thing except for you have to label your stuff. You have to draw a picture and label it. Alright, questions on an airplane?
Nah, sis.
Alright. It says Kyle stands 120 feet from the base of a tree. The angle of elevation from Kyle to the top of the tree is 40 degrees. What is the height of the tree to the nearest foot? If you want to draw a picture with like pretty things, that's cool. Don't take too much time to do it. If you just want to draw a triangle, that's fine as well. Kaylee, Romeo, up here. So we have this like pretty tree, right? And then here's Kyle. Sweet. So I have this triangle looking deal. If you drew it this way, that's fine, you'll get the same thing. Okay? So it doesn't matter which way you draw your triangle, just as long as you label it the right way. Alright. So the first thing I have, it says Kyle stands 120 feet from the base of a tree. First off, that 120, is that a side measure or an angle measure?
Side.
It's a side. How do I know it's a side?
That has feet in that.
Because that's feet and not degrees. Yeah. Okay. Keyword, base. If Kyle's standing 120 feet from the base, do you think we're talking about this left-right side, up, down, or the slant? Which one do you think? The bottom one. Base tells you it goes on the bottom. Because the base of the tree is here, so Kyle's standing 120 feet away.
Standing up, like from, yeah. I don't need it.
Okay. The angle of elevation from Kyle to the top tree is 40 degrees, so that's obviously an angle measure. Should I put the angle at the bottom here or at the top here?
Bottom.
At the bottom. Elevation, so he's looking up. Like I said, 99.5% of the time your angle is going to be down here. And the only reason I don't say it's 100 is because if it happens, you guys will kill me. So that's fine. I want to know what the height of the tree to the nearest foot is. So am I looking for my straight up and down or my slant? Straight up and down, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, now that we have everything labeled, we gotta find out if we're sine, cosine, or tangent. Who thinks they know?
Where's the other number? Oh, just kidding.
That's a degree measure.
Opposite and adjacent.
Opposite and adjacent.
So it's
X is my opposite, 120 is my adjacent, so I'm looking at
And
tan of what?
40.
40. equals what over what?
X over 120.
Good. Tan of 40 is what?
0.8391.
Perfect. Do I have to swap my two numbers or just multiply?
Just multiply.
Just multiply. So take 0.8391 times 120 and give me the nearest foot.
101.
Perfect. 101.
That's one big old. Why did they get 16?
I don't know.
Oh, I actually did 20.
Questions there? Alright, you're standing at the top of the stairs at GFC. At the bottom of the stairs is the phone. You just dropped at an angle of depression 62 degrees.
Yeah, but dude, I do that.
You know the horizontal distance from the base of the stairs to your phone is 15 feet. What is the vertical distance your phone fell? And is the screen broken?
Yes.
Definitely.
No.
Powder box?
Here's us
What did you
Would you
take
even
for-
retrieve
Yeah.
it?
at the top of the
Yeah.
stairs.
She got an iPhone, I wouldn't even retrieve it.
Here's the little phone. Here's our triangle. If you want to drop the other way, that's fine.
I want to drop the other
Okay,
Erase
perfect.
it and drop it.
My phone is also equivalent to like 14 stairs, so, you know, scale.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Anyway.
You can see these stairs.
Alright, first number I come across is angle of depression of 62 degrees. My depression angle is outside of my triangle, so this is where my 62 is. Where do I put it inside? At the bottom or the top?
The bottom.
At the bottom. Because if the phone is staring at me like with tears in its eyes, that's the angle elevation for the
I've
phone to
done
me.
my phone in the second.
Wait, what is that?
Like,
The bottom?
why are you drawing
The
like that?
phone.
I can't read that.
No. What's inside it? I don't know.
62 degrees. The angle measure?
You kind of write like a serial killer.
Perfect.
Nice.
You don't know what's in that cupboard. do
You
you?
kind of write like a serial killer.
You know the horizontal distance from the base of the stairs to your phone is 15. So is 15 a side or an angle?
Side.
The side should be the bottom, the up, down, or the slant. The bottom. Two words tell you that. Horizontal tells you that, and base tells you that. Stop. Label your bottom side 15. I want to know the vertical distance that your phone fell. Keyword vertical.
Keyword.
Should I look for the straight up and down or the slant?
Vertical.
Slant.
Slant.
The straight up and down is your vertical.
Oh.
I said.
Straight up and down is your vertical.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So now we gotta figure out Soka or Toa. Who thinks they know?
Soka.
Soka is not a thing.
Toa.
Toa. X is my opposite. 15 is my adjacent.
So that's right.
So I got the tan. No, Soka isn't a thing. So I take the tan of my angle, 62. And then do I have 15 over x or x over 15?
X over
X over 15, good.
Oh,
Tan is 62.
1.8807.
There we go, 1.8807, bless you. Equals the x over 15. Am I multiplying or dividing?
Multiplying.
Multiply by 15 and, let's do whole number.
28.
20. Yeah, no, I got your shit. Our phone is broke.
I mean, you know what? I don't know about that because I dropped mine from the second floor.
Yeah?
Like I just went like.
Oh, like on purpose?
When I dropped my phone today and I almost get like 25,000
It's
heartbeats.
people like this we need, so we know we're safe.
Alright, we got Shelby and Annie. Annie, being the good friend that she is, knows pictures all about them angles. Shelby is 5 feet 6 inches and Annie's 12 feet away from her. At what angle, elevation should Annie take the picture to
This
get
looks
the
like
top of
an
Shelby's head?
appropriate picture.
You like the pic?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
How is that an inappropriate picture?
She's
There's
really,
nothing showing. I don't know.
she's really.
Gavin, you're just a dirty dog.
I think
Okay.
it could be.
I can show you more.
Stop. Okay.
Wow.
First off, you'll notice the first number I come across is 5 feet 6 inches.
Oh,
The other number is 12 feet. Question: do I need to convert to inches?
you should.
Yeah.
It's easier,
Because
but
you
you
don't
don't
have
have
full foot.
Step 1, or I guess option 1, you could
It'd be 66
Option
inches.
2, you don't have to. Let's think about this. Ready, class?
Oh,
How
divide
many
it out.
inches are in a foot?
12.
12. So if I have 6 out of 12, I have a half.
Yeah.
5.5.
So 5 feet
0.5.
6 inches is the same as 5.5. So that's how tall Shelby is.
Dang.
If she's 12 feet away, is that my bottom line or my slant line?
Bottom line. Bottom.
My bottom. She's 12 feet away.
Oh, never mind. You know what, Sam? One more word. I'll be stop.
It says what angle? So where should I put my X? Should I put it at the bottom or the top?
Top.
The
Bottom. Yeah, I meant bottom.
99.5% of the
I
time.
was just kidding.
Bottom. Well, I don't like jokes. It's not funny. Math jokes are never funny.
I so
All right.
hilarious.
Sine, cosine, or tangent.
Negative 10.
Oh.
Ooh, Adam, why?
Because it's an angle.
Because it's an angle. Yesterday we learned that angles, we gotta use the inverse stuff. Adam says this is opposite and adjacent, so we gotta use inverse. Which one do I put on top?
Oh, 50.
Dude,
5.5.
5.5, 12 goes on bottom, shape.
Why do we have to use that 10?
Because you're finding
Because
an
of
angle.
angle.
I mean, you're finding.
Well, if it's
Oh.
rounded, it's just 25.
25 degrees, perfect.
Hey, Kevin.
Shut up.
Hey, be nice.
Yeah.
Shut up. Did you just shut?
Okay, last one. It says, suppose you stand 53 feet away from a wind turbine. Your angle of elevation to the hub of the turbine is 56.5 degrees. Your eye level is 5.5 feet above the ground. Approximately how tall is the turbine from the ground to its hub? First number I see is 53.
Yep.
Is that a side or an angle?
Side.
It's a side. Is it my bottom, up and down, or my slant?
Slant. This is
It's your base.
I'm standing
It's your
away
base.
from it.
It's your angle thing.
It's not an angle, it's a side.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is
Oh,
this
it's
is a
bottom.
bad picture.
Yeah, and it's labeled on there, you just can't see it. Well, kind of. Alright, next thing I see is 56.5. Is that a side or an angle?
Angle.
Top or bottom angle?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. 56.5 degrees. It tells me my eye level is 5.5 feet off the ground.
That means we would add
Yeah. So is this 5.5 have any? Is it the height of my wind turbine?
No.
Yeah.
No.
5.
It says my eye level. Is it this slant height?
Yeah. No.
No.
Really, no.
It's this dude. This dude is 5.5. So you notice that's not even in my triangle right now. Okay?
Why did they even
It-
say that?
Because
So do you just
We will,
multiply?
yeah.
just hold on. It says how tall is the turbine from the ground to its hub. So am I trying to find my slant height or my straight up and down?
Straight up
Straight
and
up
down.
and
My
down.
straight up and down is what I'm trying to find. Okay. Sine, cosine, or tangent?
10.
I don't know.
Tan. From my angle, X is opposite. 53 adjacent. So I'm taking the tan of my angle, which is 56.5. Should I have 53 over X or X over 53?
So wouldn't you do inverse? Or no?
X over 53 minutes.
X over the inverse is if you're trying to find the angle. We already know the angle.
Oh.
So we're gonna do X over 53. Who's got the tan of 56.5?
108.
Perfect. By multiplying or dividing?
Multiplying
Multiply, give me one decimal spot.
50.
Nope. Nope.
52.9.
80. Oh,
Yeah,
80.
80.1, right?
Yeah, 80.
Take 1.510.
Oh, 'cause I had third. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Alright, so we have already. Shh, stay with me, Sam. We've already used 56.5. We've already found X. We've already found 53. X is the distance from here to our eye height. How do I find the rest?
Multiply.
Add 5.5.
Plus 5.5. Good.
Oh, plus.
Sam. So my total final answer, 85.6 feet. Alright, so if you see anything that's like your eye height a person's height and they're looking up and it gives you a number, you're probably